Good morning, y'all, y buenos dias. So we are here today for my 10th week pregnancy update video. If you guys are interested in hearing updates and what we've been doing, then keep on watching. So yeah, today is week 10, which I'm sure everyone always in the history of ever has always said this, but it really is going by so fast. And more so now, like with my second pregnancy than with Luna, just because I have Luna. And the first time around, I was just working. And so like, that's all I could think about all day. But now, you know, with Luna, I'm like running around and doing all kinds of stuff. And so I don't think about it as often. So it goes by even faster. So the baby this week is the size of a strawberry. And baby is 1.18 inches. And let's see, and 0.14 ounces. So it's so incredible to think of how tiny these babies are at this like stage and how they're developing so unbelievably fast. Like I don't even get, like I can't even fathom and wrap my head around how quickly all of these changes happen. Like right now the baby is that small, the size of a strawberry, but all of the baby's vital organs are fully functional. Like that's just amazing. Like imagine those little tiny lungs and that little tiny heart, like, and just pumping. Like that's just so wild to me and so interesting. So my current weight is at like a 106, 107. And so that's just been fluctuating. Weight always fluctuates, but now I'm slowly on the uprise. So my mood has just been super cheerful and like I've just been in such a good mood, being super positive lately. I've been like even more adamant about trying to meditate. I started meditating on and off-ish for about 2 years now. And every time that I'm in like a strong run, I can just feel how much better I am both in mental clarity and just in mood. And I highly suggest, whether you're pregnant or not, to start. I have always just done like YouTube guided meditations. Like I just put it on my phone and put it like next to me when I'm laying down. I like to do it before bed. I also do like positive affirmations in the morning. And so me and Lou will listen to those in the morning and then do some guided meditation in the afternoon. And I think that that helps a lot with mood in general. Just to try to kind of focus like inwards. And I know that that can be really hard for a lot of people. And it was for me too in the beginning. Your mind wanders, and that's really how your mind is. And so to bring that focus in can really change your perspective on a lot of things. And I highly suggest it for anyone. So my cravings this week have been vegan hot dogs. And I know those are not the healthiest thing ever. And so I'm trying to get like a lot of green smoothies in and a lot of like healthy stuff to counterbalance that. But I don't know, I've just been really wanting hot dogs. And so at night when we're just sitting down like talking and stuff, Zach, I'll just be looking at him like, I want a hot dog. And he's like, okay. So he has to get up and like make me a hot dog, which also hot dogs are like a million times better on a George Foreman grill. Super random, but Zach's grandma handed us down a George Foreman grill that she had in her house. And it's like the greatest thing ever. Like seriously, we make pretty much everything in that little grill just because it tastes so good. Like getting it like nice and grilled marks on the vegan hot dogs just makes it like a million times better. But I digress. So my aches for this week have been just like my abdomen, my lower abdomen has been like really tight. And so I think I had mentioned this last week, but like when I roll out of bed, when I get up out of bed, instead of like rolling out of bed, like it gets like really tight at the bottom. And I know that's because, you know, everything is moving and like rearranging and pulling. And so I've just been more aware of that and not just pulling myself up forward from things, but more so like rolling out, even though like I'm not big yet or anything. It just feels more comfortable to do it that way. Just been trying to listen to my body and do what feels good for me. So for symptoms, my nipples are still really sore. My nipples are getting dark. Still really tired, and I've been getting kind of sort of like smaller headaches every now and then. And so for my nipples being sore, that really sucks because I'm still nursing Luna. And so that's been an issue in of its own because she has been teething, and so she wants to nurse her even longer, which is even worse because my nipples are sore. And so that's been, like I said, a battle in and of its own, and we're just trying to work through that. My nipples are getting darker, which is like super normal. And I hadn't noticed really until I got home, and because we have like the huge mirror in our bathroom, and I was like, whoa, they're like a different color, or darker, should I say. And so that's that. And for tiredness, I've just been the same amount of tired that I have been. I had to take like a really long nap today, which, like I said, usually I try to get all my work done while Luna's napping, but today I was like just not having. I was like, I have to take this nap. And I'm so lucky and privileged to be able to be at home with Luna, and I can do that. Last time, whenever I was pregnant, I was working, and again, super lucky because my boss was really awesome. He would just be like, yeah, just take a nap and just put your phone on loud, and whenever it rings, you know, just wake up. And so I was really lucky that they were just so cool about it, and I would go on walks all the time because I get really nauseous. So my nausea is like pretty much like faint to non-existent, which is awesome. Again, like 1/100th of how it was with Luna. Like, oh, it just makes me like queasy just thinking about how nauseous I used to be with Lou. And with now, it's pretty much super controlled. I've been super aware of not going too long without eating or going too long without drinking water. And so being really aware of that has helped me out tremendously. And also pregnancies are different, and so I'm less nauseous this time. And yeah, for headaches, they've just been kind of coming and going, and I think more so they were stress headaches as opposed to like pregnancy headaches. So I don't know which way to go with that. For sleeping, so sleeping has been difficult for the past week because Luna's teething. And so when she's teething, she nurses more. And when she nurses more, she wants to nurse more and more. So like the more she nurses, the more she wants to nurse. And so we were in Louisiana this past week. And so we were at Zach's mom's house. And here, when I was night weaning her here, pretty much I could soothe her by holding her and rocking her, and you know, she'd be fussy for a little while, but I'd calm her down and whatever. But at Zach's mom's house, like I didn't want her crying and like being fussy and being loud because there's other people in the house. And so I would just nurse her, which I think also didn't help with my nipples being really sore. And so it's just a cycle. But last night, how many days have we been here? I think we've only been home for 2 days. And so last night she slept the whole night. And so I think it wasn't solely it wasn't just solely the reason that she was teething that she was so fussy, but also I guess she just missed being home and like having our routine. And I think that had a huge impact on her because yeah, last night she went to bed at 7 and she didn't wake up until 6:30. So I know that the teething had a lot to do with it, but I think it's also that she just wanted to be home. So as far as what we've been up to, we were in Louisiana all week. Me and Lou drove down with Zach halfway, and then Zach's mom met us halfway, and then we drove the rest of the way. And the trip there was really rough. It's always really rough just because it's such a long drive. It's usually like a 12-hour drive. And so any ride like that is gonna be really hard on anyone, especially if you're pregnant and have an almost 2-year-old. So it's extra hard. And luckily we try to do them as often as possible at night just so that Luna's sleeping most of the time, but even then it's still really hard. But once we got there, I think Luna was just homesick for the most of the beginning part because she was just really fussy and her teeth were kind of hurting, and a combination of like missing Zach and missing home and not being on our routine. We have a pretty like balanced routine that is repeated every single day, and just being somewhere different, you know, she doesn't have the same routine. And so I think that that kind of throws her off too. But the first few days were like really rough, and she was just not in her own self like she usually is. She's usually like a really chill baby, but she was just really fussy and just not having it. And but the last couple of days were a blast. We got to hang out with our friends David and Taylor, who have 2 beautiful babies that are Luna's best friends. And then I also got to hang out with my best friend Lindsay, and she has my godchild Rala, and so they had a blast too. We spent the night at their house and it was just awesome. By the end of the trip, she was like more, you know, accustomed to what we were doing, and so she just had a blast. And on that same note, I got to tell all of them that I was pregnant, so that was super exciting. I did not plan to tell them. That was not my intentions at all. I really wanted to wait until Luna's birthday party and make it like a really big thing, and like make it like a surprise for everybody and have everyone there, you know, whatever. But I'm starting a show, and it was really hot in Louisiana, and my idea was, oh, it's October, I'm gonna just wear a sweater and it's gonna be cold. But no, it was hot as hell, and so I had to wear like regular t-shirts, and so you could totally see it. And the first couple of days I was just like trying to stand tall and like hide and like, you know, wear baggy shirts, but there was like no hiding it. And so I ended up telling them, and they were super excited. Zach's grandma was like crying, which is so funny because this would be her number 18th great grandchild. And so we were saying like, how can you possibly still be excited? But she was so excited for us, and all of our friends were really happy and excited. And so now that we have like most of our like super close family knows, I'm like just ecstatic because I can finally like text them and be like, oh, you know, I'm feeling like this, and I don't have to just like keep it all bundled up into myself. And so I'm really excited about that a lot of people know now. And I think that I'm gonna like announce it on Instagram, maybe like by Luna's birthday, or like maybe before or after. I don't know how I feel about like what date I want to do it, but I'm excited to tell everybody else about it. All right. So I feel as though the bump was like non-existent, and then bam, like all of a sudden it's like hella there. So here we go. So this is it with the shirt on. Boop. And then like it's there. It's there, y'all. I'm so excited. And I ordered some oils to rub on my tummy at night. It's like a stretch mark oil thing, but on that same note, stretch marks are highly hereditary, and so like obviously you can do the best you can with oils and like softening your skin in order for it to be more pliable and stretchy and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, if you're genetically more inclined to get stretch marks, then it'll happen, and if you're not, then it won't. And for me, like my mom didn't get any stretch marks when she had all 3 of us, and so I'm just like more susceptible to not getting them, or less susceptible to getting them, whichever way. So yeah, and more for me, it's more so like a routine, and because I'm very routine oriented, and so just like putting the magnesium oil on my tummy, and then putting like the whatever kind of oil. I'll show you guys next time what kind of oil I got. And I've just been really loving on my tummy and all of that, and Luna has been so sweet with my tummy. It was actually funny on the plane ride here, because we flew back. We drove there but flew back. On the plane ride here, I had said something, and all of a sudden she turns around to the person behind us, like in the aisle behind us, and she's like, "Mama bebé en la panza." And like she was just telling people on the plane that I was pregnant, which was so funny and really random. But yeah. So that is it for this week's update. It's kind of longer than usual, but I felt like really chatty. And like I said, I've been in an awesome mood, and I had a lot more updates to give you guys than normal. But if you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Tlazocamahti for watching, and I'll talk to y'all later.